What up, you guys? Empress of Duality here. For those of you that are new or might not know, my name is Brooke. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Love Vibe Tribe. My subscribers, my Love Vibe Tribe, you know how much I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the abundance that you bring into my life. If you are new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video, every time I upload new channel messages from Spirit, and every time I go live for live mini readings. So that being said, what up, Spirit? Let's fuck it up. So I have something a little special. Spirit has something a little special for you guys today. So I asked them for like a general message. You know, I tapped into the collective energy for a little bit, kind of got a feel for what, collectively we are going through and experiencing. And let me just tell y'all, holy shit, at all the messages that Spirit brought through for you guys. So I would just like to thank all of my guides. I'd like to thank Spirit and all the angels, archangels, my ancestors, my higher self, past loved ones, the higher selves of you guys watching these videos. I honor and cherish and thank you guys so much for showing up for me. Thank you guys for showing up for yourselves and truly showing up for me. So we're going to start off with all the channel messages. And then we might pull some cards. I want to pull some cards, but Spirit gets the final call, so we'll see how that goes. Man, oh man. First off, it's good to see you guys. Thank you for showing up for me again to receive your messages from Spirit. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna cut the small talk and let's just get right into it, you guys. But before we do, if you would like a personal reading from me, my offerings are in the description box below. I am a twin flame in union. I'm the divine masculine within my connection, and Danny from Northern Comfort Tarot is my divine feminine. Y'all go check out his channel, like and subscribe to his channel. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Drop me some likes, you guys. Really helps out my channel and helps spread these messages from Spirit. Drop me some comments. I love hearing y'all's stories. I love hearing how the messages resonate for you guys. Love connecting with you guys, building a relationship with you guys. And okay, Spirit, take it away. So first thing I got when I tapped into the energy, I'm gonna turn my mic up a little bit, I think, just because I feel like I should. Check. Okay. So first thing I got when I tapped into the collective energy is heightened emotions, emotional instability, feelings of not having the ability to even control your emotional state. It's like all of the heavy emotions coming up at once. And most of the time, when our emotions are controlling us, most of the time when we feel like we cannot control our emotions, that is exactly when we know our emotions are controlling us. And y'all know some of the emotions of this human experience, they can lead to pretty drastic reactions, pretty drastic behaviors, right? So, moving on from that. I also felt that for many of you, you're experiencing either really manic behavior or really depressive behavior. And for a lot of you, due to this heightened emotional state, this emotional turmoil for a lot of you, it's kind of creating a lot of self-sabotage in your current reality and current circumstances. And some of you are doing any and everything that you can, even if it's not the best for you, even if you know it's not a good decision to do some of the things that you're doing them anyways to distract you from the heavy emotions that are coming through and the worrisome thoughts that you are thinking. And a lot of addictive tendencies are being highlighted right now. So, whether that is codependence when it comes to your emotions, I feel like for a lot of us, especially if you resonate with my energy, one of our life lessons in this life is emotional mastery. So, a lot of us have to experience emotional codependency, right? And when it comes to the addictive tendencies, though, whether it is emotional, mental codependency, emotional codependency, um, drug abuse, addiction tendencies, all of those kinds of things are being brought to the surface. They're being highlighted. And it's almost for some of you, it's like, even though, especially when it comes to like addictions, whether that be food, drugs, sex, alcohol, whatever it may be, right? But when it comes to the addictive tendencies, it's almost like, even though you don't want to, really, you don't want to go back into that old behavior, it's almost like you have no choice but to dip back into that old behavior so that you can experience just how out of alignment it is with who you have become. Ooh, that was beautiful. Love you, Spirit. Okay, so a lot of us are embodying negative behavior as a means for control. Shout out to the Scorpio gang because, listen, Scorpio. I love y'all. I'm a Scorpio myself, so I'd call y'all the fuck out. Okay? But Scorpio, when it comes to addictions, we are the motherfucking queens and kings of addiction. When it comes to control, we are the motherfucking kings and queens of control. However, though, it's not just the Scorpio gang this time, it's everybody. Every means of your life where you show codependent traits, every means of your life where you are trying to maintain control, especially trying to maintain control due to your ego's fears, due to fear-based beliefs and insecurities, a means of maintaining control. Listen, Spirit's like, okay, we're going to show you what it's like to try to maintain control. We're going to show you where it gets you by being codependent and da-da-da-da. And listen, that's just what it is. Okay. But anyways, for a lot of us, the thing is, y'all, even though like there's heightened emotions and like emotional instability, it's not just the emotional body that is being challenged right now. It is every aspect of your life. Romantic, friends, your work situations, emotional, behavioral, it's all being challenged. And it's like in every aspect where there is a version of yourself that you are clinging on to, every aspect of your life where there is a version of your false self, a false identity of who you have adapted yourself to be, conditioned to be, and who you truly are. It's just that moment of really experiencing what doesn't work so that you truly know what it is that works for you, experiencing what you don't want so that you truly know what it is that you do want. That's kind of how the universe works. Kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, but it is what it is. Another thing, oh man, you know what? It's just tripping me out, y'all. A lot of this energy reminds me of scorpionic energy. And for the Scorpios that we deal with this kind of thing on a regular basis. But even though Scorpios are a little bit more used to navigating rough waters like this, it's still a little, so even though Scorpio's kind of used to navigating that lower vibrational energy and the temptation and the addictive tendencies and the control and all those kind of shadowy aspects, it's a whole nother level right now, you guys. And with that being said, if you didn't see my last video that I posted, go and watch it because, or not my last video actually, it was a live that Danny and I did. So the last video on his channel, Northern Comfort Tarot, was a live that we did where Spirit really went into, we do a collective message in the beginning of the live for the live mini readings, and Spirit really went into the energy that we're experiencing. And to sum it all up, it's initiation season, okay? We are being initiated to ascend, to raise our vibration, to higher our frequency, to raise our awareness and our consciousness, right? Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram and TikTok, it's all Empress of Duality. I have posted snippets from the live that we did and snippets from the video that I did last time that kind of give you, just to kind of keep up with the current energy that's going through, to keep up with any channel messages that Spirit has for you guys. I invite y'all to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Empress of Duality. So with that being said, when it comes to the temptation, it's like specifically for a lot of you, it's specifically the temptation to reach out to your exes, to reach out to old friends, to go back to unfulfilling jobs, unfulfilling relationships, unfulfilling habits. It's that kind of temptation for a lot of us, right? And to be completely honest, it's like whatever comfort zone you created for yourself, whatever security blanket you like to snuggle up and lay on. Yeah, what comfort zone? What security blanket? What coping mechanisms? What defense mechanisms? Any means of a comfort zone has just been just fucking swiped right out from under your feet, okay? And that's how it feels. It just feels like everywhere you turn, there's just something that you're having to look at that you don't really want to look at, right? And Spirit is just, because of that, it's just Spirit's way of asking you to take a look at the people, places, habits, behaviors, and negative limiting self-beliefs that you had, that you need to shed in order for you to ascend, in order for you to complete old unserving cycles and to complete your karmic debt in certain aspects of your life, okay? And moving right on, for a lot of us, it's like we have these days of alignment and access to our abilities, our gifts. For a lot of you, especially if you resonate with my energy in these messages, a lot of you, it's like your gifts have began to expand. You don't even know what you're capable of, but you know that like some shit has changed within you. You know that you have access to this spiritual realm and gifts and abilities, clear cognizance, clear sentience, clear feeling, clear sensing, right? All these gifts and abilities, it's like they've been activated and you're being initiated into, because listen, we don't want just anybody walking around with the ability to, how do I want to say this? We don't want just anybody walking around with these gifts, with these abilities, right? That could be kind of dangerous. And even though we have free will and we can kind of, work ourselves up to being able to access these abilities and gifts, I think, I don't know. I'm still a little iffy on that one. But we're being initiated into really having full-blown access to what we are capable of. And we're having these moments, these days of like full-blown alignment and access to these new gifts, these new abilities, higher perspectives, higher self, higher knowing, right? And then, I love this universe. And then the law of balance, right? We're having these days of like full blown fear. And the best way that I can relate this energy, and I've used it before, and I will probably continue to use it because it is spot on for the energy that I'm talking about. If you have ever smoked weed, that like first time you ever smoked weed, you have like that full blown fucking panic attack, full blown moment of fear and paranoia, right? That's kind of what it's like. It's like full blown moments of fear, full blown moments of paranoia, full blown moments of not being able to control all of those emotions that you shove down with your coping mechanisms, your defense mechanisms, with, people, sex, drugs, all those kind of things, right? We kind of stuff all those fears down with. We distract ourselves with to get away from those fears. Full blown moments of it don't matter where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, you're going to feel it, right? And on top of the full blown fear and full blown insecurities when it comes to the aspects of your life, relationship, and work, especially, but we also have like this inability to see the bigger picture. It's like we are so triggered. And here's the thing, y'all. When we are triggered, when you find yourself being triggered by something, that is when you know that you need to take some time before you respond or react, because when you're triggered, you do not have the capacity to see things from a higher perspective. You do not have the capacity to see things from an objective standpoint. When you're triggered, it's personal. It's personal, baby. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. When you are triggered, it is because of a personal attachment to something, okay? So if you are having, more consistently bad days than good days, if it's like you're experiencing trigger after trigger after trigger after trigger, Spirit wants you to know that it's a clear sign if you are experiencing more bad days than good. If you're experiencing trigger after trigger, wall after wall, block after block, right? No matter what road you take, there's a block. If you are experiencing that kind of energy, Spirit wants you to know that that is a clear sign to you and a good indication that your focus is in the wrong place. And they're wanting you to refocus onto something else. And they're putting those blocks up for a reason, because it's their way of saying, like, no, Brooke, don't focus on that. No, Brooke, stop looking at the problem. You're creating more of the problem. Focus on what you do want. Focus on what feels good. Focus on the solution. Focus on the other side and what it's going to feel like to be on the other side of the trigger, right? So just know that if you are having a lot more bad days than good, and the triggers at the trigger wall after wall, it is a good and clear indication to you that you need to refocus your energy, okay? And on the flip side, if you are having many good days with maybe some bad days in between, and but there's a consistent, good and okay days for you. But then, maybe the bad days are really, really bad. But at the same time, even though the bad days are really, really freaking bad, there's still more good days than there are bad. If that is what you are experiencing, it's a good sign that your focus is in a good place. And that the choices that you are making, the intentions that you are setting, are in alignment with your highest good. And I love that message. I love that message, and I just want to reiterate it one time. You're having a lot more good days and maybe a few bad days in between. Spirit wants you to know that no matter how bad those bad days are, if you are having the consistently good days and okay days, maybe really, really good days, it is a good indication that your focus is in the right place, that the choices that you are making and the intentions that you are setting are in alignment with your highest good. They're in alignment with a path to least resistance to what you have asked for. A path that is an expression of your utmost personal truth. You're aligning with the path of true authenticity, right? a path of taming the ego's fears and allowing your higher self to guide you more than your ego's fears, right? Beautiful. So moving on from that energy, if you find yourself experiencing a deep contrast of energy where it's like things are either really, really good, and this can flip flop like even throughout the day. It's like things are really, really good or things are really, really bad. From day to day, things are really, really good or things are really, really bad. That kind of energy, um, things are either really good. Oh, okay. So if you're experiencing that deep contrast, and for some of you, you might even understand the term polarity, right? Divine feminine, divine masculine, light, dark, good, bad. That's like kind of polarity, right? If you're experiencing extreme polarity shifts within your vibration, and you either feel really good and you feel aligned, or things feel really bad and you feel defeated, just know that sometimes, y'all, it's necessary for us to experience the polarities of the energy that we're trying to balance. Does that make sense? I love that one too. Ooh, I love that one too. Shout out to the twin flames. Sometimes you have to experience distorted divine masculine energy, distorted divine feminine energy to find a balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energy, right? And sometimes it's necessary to experience polarity shifts to find and establish a balance between the two, right? And not to mention, with the law of balance, when we are coming into alignment, into balance with certain things in our life, the law of balance says, which is a law of the universe, the law of balance says that to experience love, for example, you must experience heartache. To experience loyalty, you must experience betrayal, right? And then you get to find the balance between the two that works best for you. And with that being said, you guys, what spirit wants us to know the most right now about this energy? Because if we can just obtain the awareness of this is what is happening, then it doesn't control us as much. Just like when you become aware of a fear-based belief that you were holding. If you become aware of the fact that, okay, I have a self-limiting belief that I'm misunderstood a lot. My voice is unheard. My voice goes unheard. My emotions go unheard. And you figure out that you have that limiting self-belief, then it doesn't control you as much because you have the ability to deliberately and consciously respond rather than react to that belief, right? You have the ability to shift yourself when you're talking to someone and they're misunderstanding you, and you get those feelings of unworthiness, you get those feelings of not being heard. You can catch yourself because you're aware of that negative belief, and you can say, no, that isn't true. It may have been true at one point, but it is not my truth anymore, and I do not have to recreate that experience for myself anymore, right? Because our beliefs create our reality. Our thoughts create our reality, and a belief is nothing more than a thought you've thought many, many times, right? And our belief systems, our thought forms, are charged by the emotions that we feel. And to manifest things into our physical reality, three things must happen. We must have a thought form established, a belief, right? We must have to embody the emotional state and behave or take action in alignment with what we are trying to manifest. Okay, that was just a little extra in there for y'all. So, anyways, one thing Spirit wants us to know is it is a time of spiritual initiations, y'all. And for any of y'all have ever heard of like fraternities, right? This is the best way I can kind of, get something a little bit relatable to the energy. Like a lot of fraternities, you have to go through an initiation to be in that fraternity. And let me tell you, I used to date a fraternity brother, and some of the initiation things that they had to go through were painful, were downright degrading, were downright abusive. Like, it's a little rough, okay? And some of the initiations were, and especially the more intense of the initiation that the fraternity brothers were going through, it seemed to establish more of an intense bond between the brothers, right? So it's just a time of spiritual initiations for all of us, especially if you're on this video right now, you're being initiated, just so you know. Just so you know, baby. And for example, I consider myself like a teacher, a spiritual teacher, right? So, an initiation, an aspect of the initiation for a teacher, someone that feels the need to teach, right? You feel, or you have a lot of clear cognizance, a lot of clear knowing and understanding of information and divine wisdom, and the ability to share that wisdom with other people for the highest good of all, right? If your soul's purpose is to teach, you are being initiated to see if you're truly ready to be a teacher of divine wisdom and love. Also, sometimes to be a teacher, sometimes to be the teacher we are meant to be, we must experience really dense templates, really dense energy to be able to truly understand the energy, to be able to teach it, right? Just like, for example, teaching about overcoming addiction. The best teacher is someone that's experienced addiction, right? So just know, as a teacher, or if you feel like a more of a teacher that serves your soul's purpose, just know that sometimes we have to experience those dense realities, those lower vibrational energies, and understand them, truly understand them, to be able to guide and assist others. And it's the same for, if you're meant to be a healer, right? There's a lot of healers up here. Shout out to the healers. What's up? If you're meant to be a healer in this life, you may have to experience really intense and really dense circumstances of sickness, whether that be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and then learn how to heal yourself so that you truly understand what it takes to assist others through their healing process, and so on, right? So that's all of the energies that's the main energies that Spirit wanted to talk about today. So after all of those different energies, I asked Spirit, what guidance do you have for all these energies that you brought up today? And what Spirit said is, we have been preparing you for this initiation. Know that you have all that you need to succeed and ascend. You have access to all of the tools and all of the resources that you need to navigate through this ascension process. And I know some of you are probably like, no, man, like I've been getting fucked up. Spirit been fucking me up. But like, I promise you, if you take the time to really access your resources, to look into your tool belt and see what tools you've acquired, you'll see that you're a lot more prepared than you thought you were, okay? And another part of Spirit's guidance today is to remember to call upon your spiritual team, to remember to call upon your physical team, your allies, right? Your friendlies, if you will, in times of need. This is like a specific message, because there's so many different things that they could have brought up, but they specifically brought up the fact to not resist asking for help. They said, do not be resistant to asking for help, for this is one of the many lessons you have learned. We are not meant to do this alone. We are not meant to journey this life in isolation or solitude, Spirit says. And the perfect helpers, the destined connections and relationships have been placed upon your path for this exact moment in your soul's journey. And oh, I get chills all over when I go through that message, because that rings so true in my personal experience in life. I can't deny the fact that I have been blessed with the most beautiful, helpful, comforting, I'm getting emotional, divinely guided souls that just have been placed in my life. These beautiful souls that have been placed around me to assist me through navigating my soul's journey. I'm sorry, y'all. And, I just couldn't be any more grateful and humbled to have their assistance in my life. Shout out to Sandra and Alan while we're talking about it. Twin Flame Divine Fire, Sandra and Alan. They have been my coaches, my mentors. Shout out to Bernadette Gold, or Bernadette Dickinson, and her YouTube channel is Bernadette Gold. You can find her on Facebook as well. She has been a great asset for me. I love her. Shout out to Nick and Dove from Twin Flame Revolution. They have offered so much loving support. Shout out to my Soul Vibe tribe, Jessica from Whispers of Grace Healing. Y'all go check her out. Kara from The Living Journey. She's on YouTube. Y'all go check her out. Rebecca, Child of Light, Tarot. She is on YouTube. Y'all go check her out. The list goes on, you guys. I have been truly blessed. But the thing is, y'all, sometimes to establish these divine connections, to establish these destined partnerships, I had to sacrifice my ego's will and listen to my higher self. I had to sacrifice my ego's fear and listen to what God was telling me to do. Sometimes I had to sacrifice my ego's fear of not having enough money. How am I going to pay for this mentorship? And just take the leap of faith that I will be provided for if it is for my highest good, if it is meant to be, right? So, I just wanted to add that little bit in there, because don't block yourself from the ability to receive what is right in front of you due to fear, okay? And the last message that Spirit has is, we love you. We are so proud of all that you have accomplished. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. All the shit you've been through, and you're gonna give up now when you're like 2 steps away from living your dreams, from accessing your abilities and gifts, from releasing negative karmic cycles and patterns and addictions. You're like right there. Don't give up now. Shit. Right? And they said, don't forget how powerful and strong you are. Here's the thing, you guys. We don't know all that we're capable of. We don't know how strong we are, how powerful we are, until we have no choice but to be strong, but to be powerful, but to be confident, right? We have no idea what we're capable of until we have no choice but to rely on ourselves and our resources and our tools, right, to navigate. Spirit said, we see you and celebrate you, dear soul. Thank you for answering this planet's call for help. You are so unselfish and kind, so generous. And we thank you for every sacrifice you have made and continue to make for the evolution of your soul and for the highest good of this planet and every other soul incarnated upon it. You're doing it, they said. You're doing it, you guys. You're sacrificing your ego's will for your divine will, for God's will. You're reprogramming limiting self beliefs and believing in yourself and creating positive belief systems. You know, you guys are doing it. You're ascending, you're evolving, you're changing, right? And it's just an initiation process. And I just heard this too shall pass, you guys. Like, no matter how bad it may seem, hold on to your faith, have courage, and be of love. Faith, hope, and love. But I like to rearrange this now to represent faith, courage, and love. Because if we have faith, we good. If we have courage to take the steps that we're divinely guided to take, we're good. We have love. If we are love, we're good. Love conquers all. Love defeats any lower vibrational energy. And with that being said, that concludes the channeled messages. How long was this video? 35 minutes. See, Spirit, y'all have me talking those freaking all these messages. Anyways, man, I really ain't trying to pull like too many cards because it's almost 40 minutes long. So, all right, I'll pull a few. I'll do like 5 minutes, just to confirm some of these messages. These little things, y'all see this right here? Sandra and Alan introduced me to these. You can get ones that have 4 points or that have like 6. They're called energy generators. And I love this thing. Danny's got one like this. Well, they're both ours, but this one seems to resonate more with Danny, and this one resonates more for me. And I love to put it on my third. Okay, listen, that's a tool, y'all. That's a fucking tool. And with that being said, they just reminded me of something, of a tool, and it's so simple. If you're having really negative thoughts and like you cannot shift the energy, even if you try meditating, you go out on walks in nature, you've harnessed your other tools and maybe some of your resources, and you kind of just cannot seem to break away from the negative thoughts. One of the tools that Spirit introduced me to is to go and listen to a higher vibrational song, or a song that just makes you feel good, makes you happy. You can thug out to it if that's what you like to do. That's what I like to do, okay? Whatever song that you enjoy and like, right? Go and listen to that song and get it stuck in your head. You know how that happens? Like you hear a song and it's just like stuck in your head on repeat. You can't think anything else but that song. That's a good tool to harness when you are having a lot of lower vibrational thoughts penetrate your mental body, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna start off with these. I'm gonna turn this down for a second while I'm shuffling. Spirit, if you could please confirm the beautiful messages that have came through today. Final messages for the collective, please. Ooh, I feel like it's still loud. Sorry, y'all. Listen, I'll be going in on the shuffling now. That's how I feel into the energy. I only shuffle 7. I got 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. 5, 6, 7. I actually feel 2 more. 9. Great. turn this bitch back up. Okay, that's good. Okay. Current energy. Influencing energy. Finding energy to a current person or situation. What are y'all talking about? Okay. Bottom of the deck is Reinvention and Dark Night of the Soul. So due to a lot of all the shadow aspects that are coming up, right? Because the shadow work is in the reverse. Okay, so straight up, some of you don't want to do the shadow work at all. Y'all are just like, fuck that. I can't take it. I can't do this. I can't do this. Yes, you can. You can do it. You are so much stronger and so much more capable than you have any idea. Okay? So for some of you, because of all the intense shadow work, you're just like, I just got to be by myself. I can't go out with my friends. I can't go out and do anything fun. Like all this intense shadow work, and I just got to sit at home and do nothing. But I'm actually getting the message that when you're doing all this shadow work, it's really good for your soul to not isolate yourself, even though like you're mentally telling yourself like I'm exhausted from all of this freaking shadow work. Like I'm exhausted from transmuting so much energy. Your mind's telling you that, but maybe your body doesn't really feel that way. Does your body really feel that way? Is that what your intuition is telling you? Or is it just kind of like a conditioned way of being that because you know you're doing all this work that you feel like you don't have the energy to do anything else, to go out and have fun with your friends, to go out on a date with your partner, to, and they just reminded me of a message. Right now is a really good time to give more than you feel like you have the energy to give. Just like today, my energy was a little lower. And I was like, you know what, Spirit, you've told me to give, for one, to give what I would like to receive. And also, I read in Kim Russo's book, and Spirit's confirmed this message for me many times, to give more than I feel like I have the capacity to give. For whatever reason, that's just like a matrix hack, y'all. If you can give more than you feel like you can give, you will be blessed in return. For example, today, but the other day, we had a personal session with someone and I was just like really not feeling it. And I was like, you know what? Even though I have canceled in the past and that was probably what I needed to do, today I'm not doing that. I am going to generate the energy. I'm going to raise my vibration. I'm going to deliberately create more energy to be able to do the things that I love. And I love serving you guys. I love assisting beautiful souls on their journey, right? And because I decided to do that, when I showed up, when I stepped up, when I gave, even when I felt like I had nothing else to give, in return, me tapping into that higher vibrational energy, it just uplifted my energy and raised my vibration so much. Oh, I will never forget that moment. And it was just a beautiful moment. Okay, moving on. Influencing energy. This right here looks like the Temptations to me. Nostalgia, sexual addictions, drug addiction, karmic partner too, right? Doing the things that you know you shouldn't be doing, but having like, it's just like you're fiending for it, right? You're just fiending to fuck some shit up, to do some shit that you know you ain't supposed to be doing. It's just like, that's what I really want to do, even though I know I'm not supposed to. That's kind of what I feel with that. But with it being in the reverse, it's like if you can resist the temptation, if you can deliberately create instead of react to the conditioning, to the programming, to the karmic pattern, to the karmic cycle, right? Oh, there is so much that you can receive in return. It's a brand new cycle. The moment you choose to initiate change, to deliberately and consciously create change to a cycle that is unserving, there is so much that you can receive out of that. Binding energy to your current personal situation. Return in the reverse. Okay, I just heard some of y'all want things to go back to the way that they were. Some of y'all want certain relationships to go back to the way that they were. Some of you want to drop the shadow work and just go back to the way that things were. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I say that with so much love and so does Spirit, but it's not going to fucking happen. Things are never going to be the way that they were. They are never going to be exactly how they were, because all of this that is happening, micro and the macro, individually and globally, all of this stuff that's happening, all of these things that are coming up, all of this darkness that's being, that the light is being shined upon, it happened to initiate change in this world. It happened for the highest good of the evolution of our soul and the evolution of this planet. So you might as well stop resisting it, is what I hear with that. Oh, great. Listen, I gotta give it to y'all straight, you guys. I gotta give it to y'all straight. So what else, Spirit? Okay, I'll get a few of these. And then I gotta go because this video is getting out of hand. Okay, we got 40 something minutes now. This is getting out of hand. Inner temple. That's beautiful. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart for a lot of you guys to break this karmic cycle, to get through this shadow work, to release the resistance to the change that has been initiated within you and globally. You got to get out of your head and you got to move into your heart. The head is limited. The head is programmed. The head is conditioned. The head is learned. The mind space is learned. The heart, however, the heart has the ability to see things from a higher perspective. The heart has the ability to see what is truly going on rather than what is right in front of your face, right? So just get out of the head and move into the heart space. And you can do that by simply saying, moving out of the head and into the heart space, I command my ego to take a step to the right side of me. I command my ego to step aside and allow my higher self to guide, right? You know, just little things like that. Just a little tool for y'all. Any other final messages, please, Spirit? Oh, thank you. Okay, listen. You don't really want to go back, okay? You don't really want to go back to this. You don't really want to go back to this. You don't really want to be this. If you can just resist your ego's will and invoke your divine will, listen to your higher self, listen to God's will, okay? Because the more you resist, the more the energy will persist. And you see that? You see what that looks like? That does not look fun for anybody, okay? It says no, straight up, no, don't do it. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Some of you have really got to learn one of your lessons right now to be initiated. One of the lessons that is involved in your initiation, in your ascension process right now, is the ability to say no, to create boundaries for yourself. And finally, don't dim to fit in. Look at these shadow aspects over here. See that? And then the polarities, right? The really, really good and the really, really bad, and finding the balance between it all, right? The unity consciousness, not the separation consciousness, right? The balancing divine feminine, divine masculine energy, the union of divine masculines and divine feminines coming together as one. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in. Shine that motherfucking light, y'all. Okay? So with that being said, that is enough. Spirit, that is enough. Anyway, Spirit, thank you for the beautiful messages. Thank you guys for hanging in for 49 minutes to receive these messages from Spirit. I love you guys so much. And if you need any other assistance, please feel free to reach out. I would love to assist you on your journey. With that being said, everything I do it all for you guys. And in the name and my commitment to love, I love you guys. Empress of Duality out.